I see myself as a leader. Knowing the fact that a lot of people they still think that I'm from here. That when I speak Spanish, they think, like something very shocking. But again, I've been here since I was 3 years old, so of course I have like the American ways. But I see myself as a leader from a Hispanic community because I like standing up for my own.
I see myself like an representative of my culture, my country.
She told me, like, do you go to school? How was school? And I can lie to her. Like, I mean, there she always, and like she's always asking me about my homework, if I did my homework, how my grades going, how my things go with teachers, students. And that's something that I appreciate about her, that it means a lot to me, that shows me that my education means a lot for her and for me.
Me siento orgulloso de ser cubano, ante todo, y siempre trato de representar de donde vine y siempre, nunca me siento por debajo por ser de otro país ni nada, siempre trato de representar de donde soy y trato de también hablar mi lenguaje en algunos momentos para que las personas también sepan de dónde vengo.
Sometimes, like, I used to be a center of attention because it was either I would fit in with the Americans or the Hispanic community, and it was very frustrating for me when I was little because I didn't know if I feel accepted or not because even my own culture, they used to, I'm not saying majority of it, but when I was a freshman here, they didn't like the fact that I was more Americanized. They think that I forgot my own culture because of the way I've been raised here. But it's just like a very feeling of center, and it's frustrating sometimes because you don't know where to go with your Hispanics or Americans. So it's very complicated sometimes.
Yo no me siento bien sentado al lado americano. Esa es la verdad.
¿Por qué?
¿Por qué? Porque yo me siento que no pertenezco a ese grupo, ¿sabes? Para mí, yo estoy aquí, la única razón de por qué yo estoy aquí es porque no estoy de acuerdo con el sistema Windows que tiene mi país, porque ando buscando mejores oportunidades y libertad. Es la única razón por qué estoy aquí, si no, siquiera en mi país.
No, claro.
Yo respeto a todo el mundo, pero tú sabes, sigo siendo cubano y...
The history class, yo siempre hablo sobre Cuba because they always have to talk about the missile crisis. Eso es lo único que saben de Cuba. And what Seneca does is they try to have different, countries together in the class. That way everybody gets along. But the thing is that they tend to pay attention more to people who actually speak English than people who don't. You know what I mean? Because they just give up on people.
Like, she cares. Like, if you don't do your work and don't come to school, she texted you, like, how are you, what's wrong with you, She's like so worried about us.
Two people that really helped me in this school was Mr. Smith. He's the ESL teacher. He really gave me opportunities and talked to me about colleges and, referred me to different teachers. Miss Chandler, she's not here anymore, but she also helped me and she saw me when, all the teachers didn't see on me. And she actually helped me get the job I have right now. It's a really good job. And I think some of the teachers over here, I know us prepared to deal with what's going on, all these immigrants coming to the United States, and I think they should get more prepared because in the future, it's not, the Hispanic community have grown in this country, especially in this state, so I think they have to be more prepared about that, so they'll be ready to, to deal with in any occasion.
So that I do have a favorite teacher here, and it's my art teacher, because she always loved to hear me talk about Cuba. She always wants to go to Cuba and stuff like that. Her name is Miss Thompson. She's the greatest because when I put Hispanic music in her class and stuff like that, she don't be like, oh, turn that on, we don't want to hear that, and stuff like that. It's just actually people that actually want to learn.
Porque muchas veces, a veces ni la familia de uno cree en uno.
Exactly. My dream is to be a photographer and an artist. I tend to see art as an opportunity for everybody to actually see what this world has come to and how it is. And it's a way of sharing stories with people. I always see art as an opportunity for everybody to actually get along. And it's very powerful because you know how money actually controls us? Well, art can actually control us too. Because if we see a pretty picture of every race in this world, they'll see how strong that message tells us that we could all get along because we all human beings.
Actually, I have like two dreams. One of them is like to be like a immigration lawyer, because sometimes, you know, the lawyers that sometimes defend us, they don't even speak the language. They don't know how to understand what the situation of the person is going through.
Okay, there are some times that we ourselves, los mismos hispanos, we treat like bad.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, como nosotros mismos nos discriminamos entre nosotros.
Because, for example, when I just came here, my stepfather was like, he was not sure if I was going to be in school or working. So, but my aunt, she's like, no, you don't have to worry about work right now. You need to be all the time full concentrated on school. I can pay you everything else. Don't worry about it. I just need you to be in school right now.
My mother tends to not give up on her own, like especially in education, because she had me when she was young, and she never thought that education would not be good for her. She always thought it was an opportunity for me in life.
Oh, I mean, there's like, I'm not really been in bullying, but I mean, like, there's some time when I speak Spanish with my friends and the whole world of stuff, and they're like, Americans look at you like, who are you? Why are you speaking Spanish? Or
They always think we're talking about them.
For me, in my opinion, like, school or education means everything for me. Like, it means life or an open door for me to another place. That's what education.
Oh, here in this country, you don't speak that language. I'm gonna need you to stop. Ever since then, I really look at JCP as really bad. Like, that's very unprofessional. And again, you clearly see that this world's full of different countries. Of course, people don't speak their language, not just English. Because I wouldn't tell you that if you would go to Cuba. I would love for you to speak English because a lot of people are interested in other, languages. But also in my own community, and Hispanic community, I've been bullied too because they think that I forgot where I came from. With Americans, I'm this color. And they'd be like, no, you're not Hispanic. You're American. What are you talking about? And then I speak my language, and then just their jaws are just down because.
Well, the word I don't like when you speak and you have a deep accent and they don't understand me and they'd be like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like, it really bothers me. Just try to understand me. Like, some people do understand me, and then when I speak, some people they just don't want to put the effort to understand me.
Yeah, I really value the fact that my mom brought me to this country, because if she wouldn't have brought me here, I wouldn't think the same. I wouldn't think about how I actually want to live my life or be in my life. Also, the fact that there are some people, like you said, they stand up for you, and that is so true. I'm just saying that we still got to help each other gain to that level, because a lot of people are stubborn to understand because of what either they've been taught in their life to be,
Sometimes when we do that, like when they ask something, we always are going to talk about Cuba. And the teacher will be like, okay, not everything is about Cuba. But that's the only country I know, in this way, because I haven't traveled like a lot.
My name is Elizabeth Escobar. I'm 18 years old, senior here at Iroquois High.
I'm come from Mexico, and I've been here since I was 5 years old. And I have a nice mixture between Mexican and American roots.
I think being Hispanic is, like, you need a lot of courage to be Hispanic just because of the fact that all the statistics show that we aren't meant to be successful, you know. Latinos have the lowest graduation rate in the country, and we're the minority with the lowest graduation rate. Y por eso yo estoy tratando de hacer lo que yo puedo to succeed, so I can be better, so para cambiar ese mismo statistic que tienen todos de nosotros. Muchas de las veces como comida is a big part of nuestra cultura. That's how we come together with food, you know? And I think that's a big part of our culture.
Y para ser mejor y enseñarle a mi mamá que gracias por su trabajo duro, y yo quiero demostrarle que yo sí puedo, y no importa que sea latino ni que hable español, yo puedo aprender inglés.
So yeah, as I was saying, like, just being Latino, you have a mastery of 2 languages. You have like this culture mixture of like both 2 cultures, and sometimes even more. And you know, one of the biggest things that like statistics says is like once you learn the language, it's like you're supposed to be smarter because you keep your brain going. And not only that, it's like just imagine like the constant change between like language and culture and things that you have to keep track of. Well, a lot of it, I feel like it's drugs and like boxing. Like a lot of people always ask me if I go like to boxing ring, or like go to soccer games. And I mean, I feel like soccer is such a huge Latin culture, but not everyone is interested in that. Or the fact that a lot of people just consider that just because you're Latino, you know exactly what tequila is.
Somos los latinos, pero por ejemplo los americanos se sienten mal y no te hablan en 3 días, 4 días, lo sé porque tengo familia americana al lado mío y sé cómo son, no son igual que nosotros, como que nosotros somos como que más cariñosos, somos más, hablamos más, ellos como que son más cerrados, más, no hablan mucho. Los días festivos.
Que nosotros siempre, todo el mundo en la casa, en familia, gritando, conversando.
Y ellos están con el teléfono
y
ahí.
son bien grande la familia casi siempre.
I think another big stereotype is the big families, and that's true. I mean, we're a very family-oriented culture, you know. We love our family, we love connecting with everyone, we love all the people we get to talk to, you know. It's just an amazing feeling to have a big family and to be able to communicate with so many people and connect with so many people. Yeah, I think that's how it is, because as soon as we say we're Latino, we're automatically judged. You know, we're looked at a little differently, and it may not, you probably can't notice all the time, but I notice it a lot of times, and I know, like, when I'm around, like, mis amigos americanos, I don't let out my culture very much.
I like a lot what we do is like subconsciously, you know, sometimes when you think back of it, you don't realize or you don't think that you do it, but I feel like if you go back and you like, if they videotaped you, or if like while you're doing like phone calls or interactions or interviews or stuff, you see, hey, like that's not really me. That's, you know, that's like an imitation of someone I saw someplace else.
So we have booths set up from different countries, and all the food people from different countries. Since our school is the most diverse school, and so there's a lot of different type of people, a lot of different cultures, and we set up booths, and everybody brings their dish from their country, and like it's a great way to see all the different types of people there are, you know. And like I feel like a lot of people like think that there's only one type of person, and like when people from our school like come and see, like they see that there's so many different types of people, you know. They're very welcoming, like they're very willing. Like you see Americans come to the international lunch and they want to try everything, you know, like they don't have any boundaries. And same with like teachers, like I don't know, you guys probably know Miss Sanchez.
Oh, yeah.
She's been a great supporter of like my Latin roots and everything. She's told me, to embrace, like whenever I started school, I was not very like, I didn't want to tell people I was, Latina and stuff, but with time, I think like I started embracing it. Like, I should be proud of where I'm from. I should be proud that I have a combination of two beautiful cultures, American and Hispanic. That's a beautiful thing. I shouldn't be ashamed of that.
Sometimes, like, when we talk to, like, different people, like, different Latino families, and it's just, like, it's hard for them to interact or just get involved with the schools, especially for the fact of the language barrier. And, like, a lot of the things, there's not, it's just that. It's just a huge language barrier that a lot of people, like, not a lot of stuff gets communicated. And so, like, a lot of things that get involved in their child's future and their child's success, it's not crossed over. Para todas las culturas, sí, que el padre pueda tener acceso o pueda, porque a veces muchas de las veces, como dije antes, los padres no vienen por la razón que ellos, primero, no están informados. Ellos mandan cartas. Yo sé de aquí a esta escuela, ellas mandan cartas con información, pero la información todavía está en inglés. Entonces nuestros padres ahí nos tienen traduciendo y todo, y a veces sí, como ellos, que son primeros años, y a veces el inglés no es su área más fuerte, batallan para poder traducir, y nada más con la habilidad de poder tener un papel en español, una comunicación con los padres, puede hacer una gran diferencia.